Today we're talking about fast hair growth in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. If you're seeing more hair in your brush and less on your head, you're not alone and you're not powerless. You've been told aging inevitably means a thinner ponytail, thinning front of scalp, and hair not growing past your shoulders. But the truth is, there's plenty you can do. I'm in my 40s and have better hair than I did in my 20s. Today, I will give you the exact blueprint to kickstart your hair growth in 8 weeks. I'm teaching you everything that works to save you time, plus trying all the wrong advice online. I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan, one of the only medically qualified doctors who then became a cosmetic formulator. Subscribe now and stay to the end for my free 8-week plan. Plus, we're doing a live Q&A, so don't miss out. Let's reverse hair aging together. We've all been told that hair thinning after 40 is just hormonal, but that's only part of the story. The real reason? Your scalp goes through biological aging with slower cell turnover, weaker blood flow, and oxidative stress that starves the follicle. Think of each follicle like a small factory. When oxygen and nutrients don't arrive in time, production slows down. And the hair strand that comes out is shorter, weaker, and sometimes doesn't come out at all. In a 2019 study in experimental dermatology found that women entering perimenopause lose nearly 40% of scalp microcirculation capacity. But the exciting part, these factories aren't closed. They're just on a long tea break. And today I'll show you how to get them working again. Now, there are many hair tonics that are on the market that claim to regrow your hair, but there really are only a limited number of key ingredients that have been proven to work clinically. So I'm going to go through them each now. I'm going to tell you how they work and I'm going to show you how you use them. Starting off with one of my favorite, niacinamide. It improves blood flow and it strengthens your hair. The cheapest way to do this is to use a niacinamide serum, for example, from The Ordinary, and pipette it directly onto the scalp. Or you can use it in combination. How I like to use it is either in a hair thickening shampoo or in our Anagen Boost tonic, just because it makes it really simple. But honestly, if you want to get it from a serum from The Ordinary, that's fine too. The next ingredient I want you to look for at the back of that packaging are peptides. And when I say peptides, I specifically mean acetyl tetrapeptide 3. It signals the stem cell activity, which is what promotes growth. The next ingredient I want you to look for is red clover extract. What this does is it blocks 5-alpha reductase. This reduces the amount of DHT working on the follicle. And unfortunately, DHT leads to hair loss. The next ingredient I want you to look for at the back of your packaging is Scutellaria root extract. This stimulates cell regeneration and inhibits inflammation. Now, inflammation is very important. This is the reason we tell you to wear caps, and it's the reason that we tell you to eat an anti-inflammatory diet. The other thing you can use is calcium gluconate. This reduces inflammation of the scalp and also helps to retain moisture. Arginine is the other peptide that I love, and it improves blood supply. It reduces hair loss. Again, you can get this from The Ordinary. It's quite a cheap vial. These things didn't exist together, which is why I made it for my own scalp in my lab. I then asked my followers on social media, do you guys want me to make it for you? And you guys did. So this is called Anagen Boost Tonic. And how I use this is I use it every day on my scalp. And once a week, I also microneedle with this. If you want me to make you a specific video on how I microneedle with Anagen Boost, write the word yes below and I'll make sure I do it for you. A couple of additional things you can do is add in wheat germ extract. And this actually helps to prevent dryness and adds shine from the follicle onwards. So that's what I added to the hair thickening shampoo. Now, the other very popular ingredient that we are all talking about right now is rosemary extract. Rosemary extract is one of the only essential oils that I will allow for skin of color to put on their skin. As you know, if you watch enough of my videos, I do not like essential oils for skin of color. It's highly volatile, which means it evaporates from the skin and it draws water away with it. And because we already lack ceramides in our skin, we already have too much transepidermal water loss from the skin, which leads to dull skin for skin of color. I generally don't like it. But rosemary extract is the exception to this. It increases circulation, it's anti-inflammatory, and is DHT blocking. So what I decided to do was to add rosemary extract to our scalp exfoliator. But what I did was I boosted it. I did this by adding in salicylic acid, because when you add salicylic acid, you literally draw that molecule deeper into the follicle so it can work better. The other beauty with this product is it's got lactic acid acid plus gluconolactone. So it gets rid of the crusty skin cells. And that's really important if you have dandruff, seborrheic dermatitis, or just an itchy, flaky scalp. The reason is if you don't remove those dead skin cells, no matter what tonic you put on top, it's not going to penetrate deep into the skin. So these ingredients with real clinical evidence, pause and screenshot this table, or you can come to the website and download the ebook for free. It's a 74-page ebook on hair growth. So get it from skincarebyDrV.com. Moving on to myth busting, what not to do. Before we carry on, I'm worried many of you are missing out on our Skin of Color community. It's really important that you hit that notification bell because it means you can come and ask me your skincare and hair care questions for 1 hour at the launch of every YouTube video. Plus, in the community tab, it means you get to ask questions, we get to respond to each other, you even get to upload photos. So if you haven't subscribed and hit that bell, do it now. Let's talk about myth versus fact. The myth is that oiling your scalp grows hair. The fact is, if you frequently oil with the wrong oil, you can feed the fungus called malassezia, causing dandruff and inflammation, not hair growth. Myth, castor oil is the best. Fact, castor oil is highly occlusive and can clog your follicles and worsen your scalp health. Myth, scrubbing the scalp leads to better scalp health. Truth is it destroys the lipid barrier, leading to dryness and irritation. And that is not the soil in which good hair grows in. Myth, natural is always safer. Truth, many natural oils can cause irritation or worsen scalp conditions if not chosen correctly. So what's the science and mechanism behind your hair growth? Here's what's actually happening beneath your scalp. Every hair follicle cycles through growth, rest, and then shedding. After 40, the growth phase shortens, meaning less time for your hair to grow before it falls out. Research shows that the engine of the follicle becomes less active with age. Fewer growth factors, less blood supply, slower regeneration. Imagine trying to grow a plant by cutting its water schedule in half. That's exactly what's happening with your follicles. I want you to pause this video and screenshot this blueprint routine. So in the morning, start off with your tonic, something with maybe capixyl, niacinamide, arginine, and some of the other actives that we talked about at the beginning of this video. These are all available in Anagen Boost Tonic, but there are others too. Just look for those key actives. Now in the evening, 1 to 2 nights a week, you want to scalp exfoliate with a chemical exfoliator that contains lactic acid plus gluconolactone. Ideally contains rosemary extract too with salicylic acid. Because as we get older, our skin cells take longer to turn over. This is why dandruff gets worse with age. We want to evenly remove those dead layer of skin cells so that when we go in with a tonic, it will actually penetrate. Moving on to light therapy, 2 to 3 times a week for 20-minute sessions. Many of you know if you've watched enough of my videos that I don't love light therapy for the face, especially for skin of color, because it can worsen hyperpigmentation if you already have melasma. But for the scalp, it's slightly different. I don't care too much if you get pigmentation on the scalp. And actually what you're doing is improving hair growth. Next, you want to microneedle once a week. You can do this at home, either with a derma roller or with a derma stamp. Either is fine. And I'll make that video for you if you've written the word yes below. And ideally, you want to go in with a non-irritating hair growth tonic, such as the Anagen Boost that we talked about. Make sure the one you're using is fragrance-free. A simple and cheap thing that you can do at home is to literally turn your head upside down so you're getting more blood flow going to the scalp and massage the scalp. It's the same mechanism of action that you're doing if you go into a sauna once or twice a week too. And in terms of internal support, number one, you want to be consuming enough protein a day. This is something we generally don't count. But for example, I'm about 50 kg. I make sure I have at least 50 grams of protein a day. And you want to stick to those ratios. The other things you want to add in are collagen, especially after 25 years old. Don't forget, we lose 1% of collagen every year from our mid-20s onwards. So I've already lost over 20% of my collagen. So what I do is I consume 8 grams of marine collagen. It's got the highest bioavailability. There's some other supplements that I would want to include too, such as vitamin C, vitamin D if you have skin of color, your vitamin B complex, biotin, and silica. So this combination had never been put together, and which is why I made it for first myself and then I made it for you. This is one of my favorites, actually the original. It's 8 grams marine collagen with all the actives I've talked about plus more. For example, hyaluronic acid. That's really important for skin of color because we tend to get dull skin, and this is a humectant from the inside out. So the way red light works is that it boosts something called ATP production. It basically turns the follicle's power supply back on. So in this particular journal, it showed a significant density increase after 24 weeks use. That's with 20-minute sessions 3 times a week. So it does take some commitment. Some additional tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. Number 1, use leave-on products, not rinse off, for actives like caffeine and peptides because contact time matters for results. Tip number 2, red light therapy boosts ATP in your follicles. Think of it like recharging your scalp's batteries. And I tend to use it when I'm on my bed literally watching television because it does take 20 minutes and you're plugged in. Let's not forget that bit. Tip number 3, check your ferritin and your vitamin D levels. Without these, even the best serums won't work. Tip number 4, hydrate. Your scalp is 30% water by mass. Next, when it comes to protective styles, use a water-based scalp tonic that won't clog your pores. So, if you've ever been told there's nothing you can do, it's genetics, please don't accept that. The science has evolved and your follicles can absolutely wake up. Drop your biggest hair care myths or question in the comments. I'll be answering live for the first hour after this video goes up. Subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss my next video. I'm thinking the next video should be on minoxidil safety and avoiding the dread shed. If that's something that interests you, write the word yes below. I've put all of today's references and ingredients concentrations in a printable 8-week plan in a free ebook. Just head over to skincarebydrv.com to download it. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube for more medical formula insights.